You should be giving it a minute or two. Let's go to configuration. I want to decrease the volume a little. Kind of loud. And make sure the titles are on. Yep. Confirm. There we go. Actually, should I start a new game?
Yeah.
Because I think there might be something obnoxious with like the cutscenes already being done. Like, I did a test run just to make sure everything worked right, and
Yeah, start from the start.
let's do normal. Why not? Gamma. Okay. Confirm. I have no idea why this game requires the
Requires what?
the mouse. The game requires the mouse for the menus. It's kind of obnoxious.
Oh, that does sound
If the
obnoxious.
controller works fine for everything else, it's a bit weird.
So how's your Easter been to date this?
I worked entirely.
Oh, that's rough.
What's this key? Ooh, spooky motif. Key motifs. Key motifs are cool.
I am a big fan of key motifs, except whenever they're also a sword, because that's really stupid. Yes, including in Dark Souls 2, before you ask.
It's not a dream, it's a memory. And it makes me sick.
Now,
Maybe I should increase the music a little. Now it sounds a bit like too quiet.
wait.
Yeah, it is absurdly quiet.
You're floating again. Weightless. Cipher. Relax.
Fire.
The voice acting in this game is like so good that I'm actually a bit ashamed that most people aren't able to hear it right now.
To Wonderland.
The visuals are great though. Dear goodness.
I'm trapped.
So this game had sort of sort of the same issue that Psychonauts 2 originally had, in that it was constantly bumping up against problems with budget. So there's no boss fights except for like the final one in this game, which is unfortunate.
I'd rather not.
But Psychonauts managed to get a sudden influx of money from like Microsoft that allowed them to add in boss fights, while this game did not because it was published by EA.
With a friend. It's different somehow. Things have
And you know how EA is.
Oh yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I do like its aesthetic of like paper dolls.
The paper dolls are really good.
Is something wrong?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my god, that's so violent.
Don't struggle, Alice. Let the new Wonderland.
Absolutely.
Pollution. Corruption. It's killing me. Wonderland is destroyed. My mind is in ruins.
Forget it, Alice. Block that dream.
Oh my god, can I even play this? This is so violent.
Yeah.
There, Alice. Better now, aren't we?
My head's exploded and there's a steam hammer in my chest.
Yes, well, the cost of forgetting is high.
My memories make me
Oh,
vomit.
God.
Why is the
What can I
game music so much louder now, but the
I want
music for
to
like the
forget.
cutscenes
Who would choose
so
to be
quiet?
alone, imprisoned by their broken memories?
I'll set you free, Alice. Memory is a curse more often than a blessing.
So you've said many times, and
And I will say again, the past must be paid for. Now, before our next session, collect those pills from our high street chemist.
very well, Doctor.
I love the setup, by the way.
My turn to forget, Alice.
Now,
Oh yeah.
Charlie, your pa was hung for killing your ma who beat you. Let's forget that, shall we? The past is dead, Charlie.
Let's go back to configuration. The audio is very quiet. Let's increase the music volume, the sound effects too. Let's increase a little. To confirm. There we go. That out of the way. Boom. Okay. So how's that? Is that better?
Oh yeah,
We're bloomers.
sounds good on my end.
All right. Look at just the visuals behind this little house.
Smells awful.
Worse than your room?
Look at the character design too. That's like really.
Oh
good.
yeah,
Look,
I'm a big fan of Stripes. This game is very much like if like late 90s, early 2000s Tim Burton made a video game.
To be fair, when this game came out years ago, so the original came out in like the
I
90s,
deserve my bitter tears.
and when the
So-
Tim Burton movie came out, there were a lot of allegations that he had just been sort of cribbing ideas from American McGee's Alice, to the point where people were like, "Oh, this is just American McGee's Alice, but with like Tim Burton's penchant for like weird loop-de-loops." I doubt I believe there is some inspiration, but Tim Burton is his own beast at this point.
Yeah.
The Illustrated Nudes feeds an insatiable appetite for domestic mayhem and industrial disaster. Fire at match factory, 6 crows missing. Is there anything more predictable? The world's gone quite mad. So you had something you wanted to say about Tim Burton, I'm guessing.
Well, I was going to watch the 2 Tim Burton Alice films, but then I forgot and didn't remember until it was
Mr. Payne
too
had no
late,
idea
until
how
like
humble a home could be. If not for the drawings and the
until
photographs,
last night, and I
Mr.
did
Castle
not
would
have
be
time to watch
silent.
them.
Look at this. This is so beautiful. The photograph of my family was delivered here by post. No message, no sent address. I'm grateful for the memento, but I wish I could thank the sender.
I do like the paper doll aesthetic. It's really cute.
I like that if you like look at it from like a certain angle, it pops a little, which is always nice.
Yeah, it's like someone just made cutouts
Yeah.
and pasted them together.
So I'm doing first person here because they say that's an option, so I might as well.
It kind of I like the first person. Gives it sort of a campy feel, like those old point and clicks.
That's fair.
Good for the asylum. Mad as a hatter without the charm. Killed her family. Who'd want her?
I wonder who they're talking about. That person sounds awful.
Another
Probably
day,
the White
a
Queen.
dream, perhaps.
You know, the one that accidentally tripped the Red Queen, causing her to fall and hit her head on a fountain, making it swell, which turned her into a genocidal maniac.
Pinchin Lane.
God, the second Tim Burton film is such a disaster.
He didn't direct that one.
That wasn't him?
No, that wasn't.
Oh, I mean, it's still a disaster.
Never stopped myself. Whitechapel Market, of course. No, this way.
She ever work? Wears her black. Too good for company. She don't get close. Hates being touched. Who likes it then? Never slapped, spiked, or like.
Are they talking about prostitutes? Yeah.
The Sandman's coming in his train of cars, with moonbeam windows and the wheels of stars. So hush, you little ones, and have no fear. The man in the moon, he is the engineer.
That's a very spooky line. I wonder what it means. It probably doesn't mean anything. So have you ever played this game? Do you know what the story is?
I mean, I play at launch.
Oh, so you played the game, so you know how it ends.
You have to understand, I have ADHD,
That's fair.
and when I play games once at launch, like 10 years ago,
You never
I
beat
don't-
it?
well, I don't remember what.
Okay.
I remember I remember specific moments, like the factory, and the voice on the intercom be like, "Remember,
Oh, that's just the
Working
retail experience.
an indentured worker's pay is suspended temporarily, but a fired worker's pay is suspended indefinitely, or something like that.
That is probably
That's
pretty accurate.
yeah, that's like the only thing I can actually remember.
Wow, this guy has a twin brother. So close.
Yeah, they're probably rivals.
Puss, 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 puss. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, go chase that pussy.
Girls and cats.
I'll teach him. Beat him good.
Well, that's sinister. Let's send this way.
Ooh.
Where's that cat gone?
All living things die eventually. Still, a creature's remains are always poignant. Oh, that's sinister. And the music's ramping up a little, so...
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with collecting animal bones.
Except when it's like, you know, when Tumblr did it with human bones.
Well, yeah, but that's human bones, not animal bones.
Eh.
And then, like, God, that was just such a shit show. So, for context, after Hurricane
Following to dark holes has become a habit. I hope it's not a vice.
And after one of the hurricanes that hit New Orleans, one of the lower income cemeteries ended up getting flooded, and several corpses like were
Bubbled to the
washed.
surface.
Yeah, and washed down the flood. So someone went and collected a shit ton of bones from skeletons there, and started like turning them into charms to sell them.
Oof.
Yell Snicker-Snatch!
Well, you don't yell it, you do it. You go
I know.
Snicker-Snatch and it goes... shoot.
I mean, you don't have the Vorpal.
Stars and garters, Alice Little. Slumming again, are we?
Ah, yes, Alice Little Alice.
Twice in as many months.
Out on your own? You look frazzled, dearie. Not doing well?
Not really.
God.
Come along home then and look at my pigeons. Pretty birds, like you.
I don't think
You know what
so.
this game
Our
needs?
last visit cost me several pounds and got me nowhere.
I might recall where your mangy rabbit got to.
What does it need?
Still a mess.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Her kin roasted
Maybe.
chestnuts right before her eyes.
She's good in everything she does.
Village asylum wasted everyone's time. Dr. Bumby won't do better.
Oh, God damn it. I just God damn it. She was the Red Queen. I completely forgot about that. The Queen of Hearts
Oh, yeah.
in the Tim Burton film. I completely forgot about that. Which is weird because it's a Tim Burton film. Of course it's going to have her in it.
They were married for a while, weren't they?
Yeah, and when they divorced, the main joke was who's going to get custody of Johnny Depp. Because, you know, he's in every fucking Tim Burton film pretty much.
I'm a good sort, really. Not like
God.
that uppity whore.
You know, if I had a quarter for every time Johnny Depp was in a movie about a guy with blades for fingers, I'd have 2 quarters, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Blades for... Oh, Sweeney Todd?
No, he didn't have blades for fingers.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out what the second one with Blades for Fingers was.
It was not a Tim Burton film.
Oh, is it, Night in the Woods? No,
No,
Into
he
the
was
Woods?
a wolf. No, he
Uh,
was a wolf.
I
in
don't
that.
know.
Nightmare on Elm Street, the first movie that had Johnny Depp in it.
Oh, no. That's a glove.
It's still blades on fingers.
Nurse Witness, do you mean to
And first off, the way you phrase it makes it sound like Johnny Depp's the one with the blades for fingers.
I said
You gotta
Johnny Depp. I just said Johnny Depp was in a movie with a guy with blades for fingers.
Eh. Oh, creepy
Wow,
design.
she became a Jabberwock.
Oh no, the world's collapsing.
Down the rabbit hole.
So apparently this game had like some cuts, a lot of cuts, and one of them was whatever happened to Nurse Witless. Because she gets introduced and then sort of just dropped instantly and never mentioned again.
You know who else got dropped instantly? Alice. But
No,
you know,
it took her a
she
few seconds before she started falling.
eh.
They just jump you right into the deep end here.
Yeah.
Prettiest
They
environment.
know what the
though.
people like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is beautiful. I really like the costume, especially the skull on the bow and the striped stockings. This
Yeah.
is like. So when I grew up, when I was in American McGee's Alice was very popular when I where I grew up because it was like, oh, it's Alice in Wonderland, but it's edgy, and so like.
About time too, Alice.
Lassie cat. Don't try to bully me. I'm very much on edge.
Perfect.
Who
When
voices
you're not on
Cheshire
edge,
Cat?
you're taking up too much space.
I don't know.
You're no
Very
help
good
at
voice
all.
actor though.
But you know I can be.
I'll frighten myself when necessary, thanks very much. I was hoping to escape from all that.
Roger Jackson. That sounds
Abandon that
very
hope.
familiar.
A new law reigns in this wonderland, Alice. It's very rough justice all round. We're at risk here. You be on your guard.
I have clicked on his IMDb in the past.
But here's something weird. For whatever reason, like the visual design of this game, the cat's smile doesn't fade last. And I don't know why.
That's weird.
Yeah, the cat's smile is supposed to fade last, and I believe it's just sort of a thing they do.
He was Anton Snoklov in Dishonored,
Fair enough.
the scientist.
What is it, like 3 jumps? You get 3 jumps here. I can't jump down like that? Boo.
Oh, Lego Dimensions, that's what it was called. I was trying to remember what that Lego game for the Wii U was. God.
I don't feel like
I
I'm getting
lost
much
a
air,
friend
though.
over. I lost a friend over that game.
Why?
Well, it wasn't over that game, but that game did spark an argument, which did not help. So, in the trailer, one of the things they showcase in the trailer is Homer Simpson on the wrecking ball from the movie, smacking into GLaDOS through an interdimensional portal. GLaDOS from Portal.
Yeah.
And I got the game because I was like, hey, I like the Lego games, and this is a pretty interesting concept. And I liked it. I was talking about it on Skype on a group chat. That tells you how long ago it was. And one of my friends was like really, really against the game, specifically because of that scene where Homer is briefly in Aperture Science. And I was like, that's only for like a 2-second thing. Well, it is in the game, but it's only for 2 seconds. You have to knock the cores off of GLaDOS, and to do so, you have to summon various things from other worlds.
Okay.
And one of the things is Homer. You open the interdimensional portal. It smacks GLaDOS and knocks off a core, and then the interdimensional portal closes and Homer's gone. And like I explained that, and they were still like heavily against it, saying that's a terrible game because of that one very brief moment.
That's very odd.
It was odd and very unnecessary. Like there are valid reasons to dislike the game, such as it being
A Toys to
a
Life game.
well a cash grab. Because if you want to unlock more characters other than the ones that other than the like 5 that it comes with, then you got to buy more of the specific Lego, basically amiibos.
It's
Like
it's the Toys to Life thing.
Yeah, like Skylanders, amiibos.
I played
Right.
the last Skylanders game, Imaginators. Not bad.
Is that the one with the very bad Spyro design?
They all had the bad Spyro design.
Okay, well, I've never played Skylanders.
It started off as a Spyro game.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Skylanders originally started off as a Spyro MMO. And then EA was like, we're not interested. No, it wasn't EA, it was Activision. Activision was like, we're not interested. And it kind of got dumped. But they already had a lot of the assets for it. So they were like, what can we do to make it our own original thing? And lo and behold, they look at that. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, just stab the thing. Oh yeah, the Vorpal's is a butcher knife, isn't it? I completely forgot about that.
Ooh,
You
I
know,
didn't mean to do that.
the most iconic weapon of this game.
Dang it! I didn't want to do that.
Oh, sliding section!
Yeah, this game is like a great sliding section.
Oh, absolutely. I love sliding sections in games. Like that you're on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
God,
Because
I
I'm
hate.
learning.
Yeah, I hate chalkboards because whenever I think about them, I think about the noise
Nails
of
on chalkboard.
chalk. No, just chalk on a chalkboard.
Mm.
And I hate that. Ooh, rivers of blood. Somebody let the pharaoh know. I hate the sound of chalk.
It's the
Oh,
The
Jabberwocky.
Vorpal blade is swift and keen and always ready for
What?
service.
I
didn't-
do like that this knife gets a lot more use in this game as like your primary
I've
weapon.
not come back here looking for a fight.
Yeah.
Really?
It's got
That's
such a
pity.
beautiful design.
It's
I'm always a big
certainly
fan of like floral patterns on weapons.
It's sort of an iconic weapon, the Vorpal blade.
Oh,
Those
absolutely.
Snicker-Snack, it leaves them dead, as seen in previous poem.
Yeah, but as you can see, the Jabberwock's skull still looks like it's attached to its neck.
That's because I believe you rip out its eyes. Game.
Oh no, it got Thanos snapped. It has been even longer since like I haven't played this game since launch. It's been even longer since I played the first game. Like I played the first game back when we had a computer room.
You know, I was looking through like the menus in this one, and it said, "Oh, play American McGee's Alice," and I'm like, "Can I?" That sounds so cool. I actually kind of hoped it might be in here somewhere, so that I could just like play it.
Yeah, maybe after it could be one of those cases where like it unlocks after you beat the game, because there's games that do like Metroid Zero Mission. Once you beat it, you can
Oh.
play the original Metroid.
I like
Oh,
it when
God,
games include like older versions. So one of my favorite things about like the Sonic Adventure games is that if you, especially DX, is if you get enough of the ring things, I'm gonna. It is a bit loud.
Yeah, just a tad.
I believe gross and evil in a single monstrosity.
I'm trying to remember my phrasing. Yeah, in Sonic Adventure DX, they include, if you collect enough emblems, the original Sonic the Hedgehog game. You can get Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic Drift. Sonic Drift is one of
Interesting.
my favorites.
Is that the one where you're in a car?
Yes.
God. Why does Sonic need to drive a car? He
Because
runs
it's
faster than him.
cool.
I mean,
It's
he can run faster.
because it's cool. You Here's the thing, just because he can run faster doesn't mean he wants to be running around all the time. Maybe he wants to drive in a car.
Eh, I guess.
I mean, you don't need to drive, but you do. I mean, you could just plan ahead like a bunch and just walk everywhere.
I actually can't. I cannot walk for very long because of my lungs.
Oh, that's fair. But the thought is there, like he doesn't need to run all the time. He can just walk. He can ride a bike if he wants to. I mean, Shadow rides a motorcycle. Why can't Sonic have a car?
I forgot Shadow has a motorcycle.
He has so many motorcycles, even has a hang glider.
Yeah, hang glider makes sense. Cause like he can't fly.
He
He's
can.
not okay.
Canonically, he can
yeah.
fly with his jet boots.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. But they'll run out of fuel.
No, they're chaos energy. They can never run out of fuel.
It's you again, Alice. You may approach.
Why would I do that? You want to eat me?
Yes, well, you taught me manners, and I've lost my taste for mad women. Strictly a porcine diet for me.
Yeah, she's in the first game. She tries to eat
Don't
you.
you agree? Of course.
Yeah.
I do. Now, there are pig snouts scattered about. I heard a few behind the house. Go fetch them for me. But take care.
Oh yeah, you
They
gotta
don't
get them
look
to
your way.
sneeze.
Pepper them up
Yep.
if they do. They need spice, and you're just the girl to season them for me. You'll find that grind.
I like the
serviceable.
warped anatomy of the things here.
Matter of priorities.
Like
My
nothing
adverse
looks
dark skin needs
normal,
protection from
and
the
that's a
disgusting
really
creatures
good
running amok amidst the
uh,
environments. But one
way
gets
of
naked.
going about it.
Look, all you have to do
I
is
do
listen
love
to
the
the
design.
oink, then shoot the snout.
They do look
You
like
may
they're
like the
drawn,
results.
you know?
I certainly will.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they're definitely pixelated. You can definitely tell they're 3D models.
But you can tell that they were drawn with the intention of looking strange.
They're basically HD revisionings of like really primitive 3D models.
Yeah. And that adds to the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
In a good way. God. I love the machine gun. The Gatlin.
It's a neat gun.
It's a very interesting take. This game is so creative.
Oh shit, okay.
Oh man. You know what there needs to be more of in sequels?
What?
Sequels need to give their characters the powers they ended the last game with, because that's so rare. A lot of sequels just take the powers away and have you start from scratch.
Oh, there's a reason for that. It's usually a balance thing. Like if
Yeah.
you kept everything, then at that point it just makes the game a lot clunkier because you suddenly have to balance and like, what if you didn't play the first one? What if you want to join in fresh on the sequel? Or what if you haven't been playing the first one and you got like 10 years of not playing the first one behind you?
Yeah, but the thing is that you could just add a section to refresh the mind. Like Banjo-Tooie has a fantastic opening where you you do have all the powers you had at the end of Kazooie, and if you're rusty, you can just you just go talk to Bottles and he'll refresh you while chastising Banjo for not remembering.
That's fair, but Banjo-Kazooie came out. Banjo-Tooie came out like less than 2 years after the first one.
Okay, that's fair. This one came out like 20 years after the
You know.
first.
And a lot of games like to have like definitive endings, so there are a lot of invisible walls in this. Drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the snout. Now go away.
Just gives you a little gift basket. Like, thank you. I do love the little ball on the back of Alice's. See, this
Oh
is
yeah.
this is what I
Very
talk
much
about.
Sonic's ass.
Very much Sonic's house. That's what I was about to lead into.
Yeah,
Like,
I figured.
Alice's hair combined with
The ribbons,
the ribbons on the back,
the
and
skull. It
Look-
gives you something to focus on.
definitely the way when she swings her weapon, how she always has overreaches. She overswings, which combat-wise not great, but I mean it's fine in the game design. But like if you're actually fighting somebody, you don't want to overswing like that. But they do that in video games a lot because it gives you a better feeling of the action you just did.
Oh yeah, it makes it feel heavy and
Yeah.
impactful. That's why I like Dark Souls, because Dark Souls is really good about making, whenever you land a hit, making it feel like you landed it with the appropriate feeling of the type of weapon. Like if you land a hit with a hammer, it's going to feel heavy. If you land a hit with like a quick slashing weapon, it's gonna feel smooth.
Like I
And
believe there's a guy who does weapon combat videos on YouTube, and when he was asked to do one on Dark Souls, he explained, "Oh yeah, Dark Souls definitely that's not how you would use these weapons in real life, but Dark Souls is good for it because it's a game, and you're meant to feel the weight of your blows, you know."
yeah, you never want to have a game where like you swing and despite hitting, it does not feel like a hit. Like Legend of Zelda Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is really bad about that. In one specific weapon, the light bows, which
dang
is
Okay.
the ceiling
Get out-
power.
get out- okay. There we go.
Because Zelda's ceiling power does not feel like it has any weight to it, and that results in, despite it being one of the strongest weapon types in the game, it does not feel like it.
Oh, I forgot. You have to tap. You don't. Okay. I'm used to holding these lock-on video games.
There's probably a setting to make it be hold.
Probably. I'll deal with that later. Hello.
It's a feather or a brooch.
Eat your supper. The bovine juveniles gave their all for it. Yeah. Oh. There's the mock
Hey.
turtle.
Yep. You know what my favorite thing in
Alice in Wonderland is?
yeah. I really like the carpenter and the walrus. The walrus
That's
and the
neat.
carpenter.
Actually, they show up in this game.
I figured. I wish they were in the Tim Burton film,
That's fair.
even as like cameos.
The Tim Burton movie has like a lot of stuff going on. To be fair, I absolutely hate. I think I'm hearing you in your audio.
Oh, that's weird. Let me.
Try leaving and reconnecting. I'll just wait. What?
I said, how is that?
Okay, you came in really quiet. I can hear you properly now. I don't hear myself, so I think we're good.
Alright. Slithering Ruin. That's such a good name for what amounts to like leeches made of pitch.
Ugh.
Yeah, I looked up the pitch drop experiment because I do that every few months just in case. No updates. It's still in the process of dropping.
Is that confetti? Oh yeah, she
Maybe.
has little confetti
Oh, it's
whenever
petals.
yeah, petals. She has little petals whenever she jumps.
Or no, they're butterfly wings.
Oh.
You're familiar with the pitch drop experiment, right?
Yes, but explain for the audience.
The pitch drop is so pitch is a very very viscous fluid. It is so viscous. A lot of people think that it's just a soft solid, but it's not. It's a fluid.
Look
And
at that
so
change. Oof.
that is a beautiful lighting change. So the pitch drop experiment is they basically have a bunch of pitch in a funnel and try to see how it how long they're trying to catch it in the process of dropping, as in the drop disconnects from the main body and falls down. It takes around like somewhere between 20 and 40 years. It's been going on since 1927. The first time it happened, nobody was there to witness it.
Didn't
The
like the person who was supposed to watch it fall asleep or something?
I believe it's the second time the person who was supposed to watch it went to the bathroom and it dropped when they were in the bathroom. The third time, by this point, by the third time, there was webcams existed, and right when it was the webcam went down for like I want to say like half an hour, and in that half hour it dropped, and so now we're waiting for the fourth drop, which is probably going to happen in the 2040s or so, 2030s, 2040s.
Okay.
Hard to say, but it is currently in the process of. It's not close to a drop, but I still check up on it every couple months just in case. It's got a live stream.
Okay. I love this dialogue right here. He's basically saying like, "Oh, a mock turtle as a conductor? That won't do it all." Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Actually, let me look at the. Oh wow, it dropped a lot more than I was thinking.
That's fair. It happens.
No, the pitch drop. Which
I mean,
is
yeah,
still...
it happens. It falls. Who is running away from me?
Let's see. The pitch drop experiment. Okay, actually. Oh wait, we're expecting a drop in the 2020s.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on one moment.
Oh, yeah, they tell me how to level up my weapons now. Yay! Vorpal Blade's the mandatory one at this. I love the visual of like just the cards from the deck.
Oh yeah, playing cards is always a great visual.
Yeah.
It's always a great aesthetic.
Look at this. The railway's breaking.
Oh yeah.
That's the Looking Glass line.
I'd always hated mechanical malfunctions.
Vale of
Yep.
Tears, Looking Glass, or Red.
Doing or his epitaph.
Vale of Tears.
Vale of Tears.
Yeah. Who would win in a fight? Just like between Alice and Dorothy. Like going based on like source material, not like this specific version.
I think Dorothy would win. Because Alice Little is a lot younger in the source material.
In the source material, Dorothy is only 14.
Alice is like 10, I believe.
Really?
She's very young, yeah. I don't think they mention age, but she's supposed to be very young. She's still a child.
Jesus Christ, 7.
7, yeah. Dorothy
Oh my God.
Dorothy's like double her age.
Yeah, no, Dorothy would just kick her ass.
Not to mention, Dorothy has way more combat feats. She threw that bucket at the witch, so...
She threw it. No, she threw it at the Scarecrow, and the witch was in the crossfire.
That's fair. She threw it at the Scarecrow who's on fire, so...
Yes. I'm surprised there's not any like grimdark video game adaptation of Wizard of Oz.
So here's something funny.
But
American
is there?
McGee worked on a pitch for one.
I would absolutely play the shit out of an American McGee Alice in Wonderland.
We are doing that right now.
Or not? Sorry, Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. So according to American McGee, he made it as a pitch because EA technically owned for a while
The game rights.
the game rights to Alice. So
Or Wizard of Oz.
no, Alice.
Oh.
So what he wanted to do was, if he ever had to break away from EA, he wanted to have his own property that he could sort of bring up. So he's like, yeah, if I can't get the rights to make a new Alice game, I want to have a Wizard of Oz game in the back, so I can make that instead.
Yeah, I would absolutely play it.
Actually, I think some of the concept art is online. If you want to look it up.
Look it up. American McGee, Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh my God, I love it. It's steampunk.
Yeah, he does a lot of steampunk.
Oh hell yeah! Is that the tin? Oh man, the Tin Man is like he's got a pot belly full of burning oil, and a massive. It's a revolver the size of bazooka.
Yeah, I think I've seen that before. Years ago. It was back when he was trying to get Asylum greenlit.
Oh yes, the Scarecrow has a scythe! I am always a fan of very thin, spindly characters wielding a scythe.
Same. That's 80% of the reason why I picked up that Halloween game like last year.
Oh yeah, Pumpkin Jack?
Yeah, Pumpkin Jack. Because I saw the advertising, I'm like, oh yeah, Scythe. I blame Billy and Mandy.
Yeah. I've always, I kind of blame Batman.
Oh yeah, Scarecrow. He had a Scythe in like his early versions.
Yeah, I think it was season 4 Scarecrow that had the scythe, because that was the scariest one. His entire, and it was used in it was used mostly for the intimidation factor.
Yeah, I think early Scarecrow also had a scythe during like combat scenes. Well, that's spooky.
Oh, that's environmental storytelling.
Also, I believe that was going to be an enemy at one point, but they had to stop. So they just.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. The first version of Scarecrow in Batman the Anime series had a scythe.
Yep.
It just got way scarier in the
latter seasons.
Yeah, season 4. Scarecrow is season 4 Scarecrow still terrifies me. He's the one that like the top half of his face is covered in dark shadows, and he wears a noose around his neck.
I believe there was like a whole there was a documentary made by the developers of the show. They discussed why and how they made the changes for season 4.
Yeah, I think some of the changes were good, and some of the changes.
The Joker.
Yeah, the Joker.
Also
and
Catwoman.
Also Catwoman.
Yeah, they made her look too much like a child.
Yeah, Catwoman and Joker are the only ones that I do not jive with in the slightest.
Everything's a bit more angular.
Yeah, I think the Joker would. I know the Joker would look better if he had uh, red lips, because the Return of Joker, his design is based off of season 4 with elements of the previous seasons.
They also
And
used a fixed up design for Justice League.
oh, did they?
Yeah, the Joker shows up in Justice League of all things.
Oh, on this talk of DC, that reminds me of another iconic role that the late great Gilbert Gottfried had voice.
Metzaplex.
Yeah, Mr. Mixelplex.
Yep.
Mixelplick. Mixelplick. I don't know how to pronounce it. Nobody
That's
does,
fair. I love
except for Gilbert Gottfried.
I love the scene where he's just going through like the ropes with Superman, and he's like, "All you gotta do is make me say my name to make me go away."
And Superman just keeps mispronouncing it.
I
love.
love the scene where he makes him spell it out via typos.
Yes, the typos on his article. The thing I like the most about it is that his design in the Superman animated series is like it's just straight up Gilbert Gottfried on a small body.
That's fair. Yeah, I love the design. Look at how sinister these mountains are.
Absolutely, the teapots, or are they oil?
They're teapots, I believe.
Okay.
Guess whose domain we're going to first?
The Mad Hatter or the March Hare.
It's
Could
the
be
Hatter
either.
Industries.
Yeah.
He was a boss in the first game.
Yeah, I think Mr. Mixelplick was a really fantastic character.
Appearances, as you know better than most, can be deceiving.
The cat is really big in this version. I like that.
Since your last visit.
Dr. Bumby says change is constructive, that different
Yeah.
is good.
Different denotes neither bad nor good, but it's
Oh yeah, the Justice League Joker looks fantastic. That is absolutely the same design used in.
I love
Return of Joker.
the dialogue between Alice and the cat. It's like, oh, he says that change is good, and the cat's like, oh, change just means different.
Return to whatever holds home to you.
Yeah.
And call if I need you.
God, I really want to watch Return of Joker now.
I want to watch Return of Joker now. How
Oh.
dare you? That's a good
I want to
movie.
watch that one scene, honestly.
Which scene in particular?
The scene.
The one everybody knows about. The
Yeah.
Death of Joker scene.
Yeah,
He's
the
20 years
one.
old now, people.
It's a good scene.
Oh, Alice had time to change outfits.
I've made more graceful
Hell yeah.
advances. I suppose I must be
How
grateful
long have you been
nothing's
playing?
broken.
Not long. It's only been like half an hour.
Oh, really? Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Some vents need to be activated by turning valves. This is all about valve puzzles, I see.
Yeah. Try to get them to release Half-Life 3 or Portal 3
Fair.
or Team Fortress 3.
I don't think there's a need for a Team Fortress 3.
I know.
If anything, like a Team Fortress 3 would just be to bring back some of the player base.
Yeah, and they don't even need to do that. They just need to release a big update.
Yeah.
Like they just need to release an update with like maybe 3 new maps, and that's it. That'll bring back the player base.
I love that when Alice fires, she lets go and it just rewind.
Yeah, there's such amazing attention to detail. Like the developers really went all out. Also, I'm pretty sure this is like the only section I can vividly remember.
Also, I think the developers are. Oh, bottle.
Got a bottle that way. Oh, you went too far.
Yeah, I figured. At least I don't take fall damage.
Yeah.
I just realized if I I have the I have the mouse sticking out in the corner. It drives me crazy. I hate that. There you go. That's what
it
happens.
moves.
Moves. BS.
All right. Ooh, that was close.
Give
I like
me
that.
too.
Yeah. There we go.
Wait a bit. I think that's good.
Nice.
Very good at it. Like I like it. I like when these are like trophies.
Yeah,
that's a neat touch.
the secondary collectible, or I guess it'd be tertiary collectible.
Yeah,
The bonus collectible.
yeah, I like that they're trophies when they do that. I
Yeah.
like the mounted trophy aesthetic, but I just don't like it. Like when it's done in real life, it's like
A
oftentimes it's
bit garish.
wasteful. It's wasteful. A lot of the times you see it, it's like really wasteful. It's soft and mean spirited, etc., etc. Oftentimes it's just done by people who have like obsessions with hunting and killing
Yeah.
endangered animals, and it's not healthy. It's bad. But in
Yeah.
like fiction, it's a nice touch. I like it.
Yeah, in real life, I would much rather have like the skull uh, cleaned, obviously, and placed somewhere rather than a mounted trophy.
Well,
I,
yeah,
I, I think skulls
I think part of
are-
my issue with the mounted trophy thing in like real life is that oftentimes it's people hunting down like animals that aren't hurting them, and then just butchering them for the head, and it's like
yeah,
incredibly
no,
wasteful. But if it's like the animal dies natural causes, I don't mind it.
yeah. Or if they actually use the parts,
Yeah.
like, God, my grandfather was a was a he was a game warden for a time, and then when he retired from that, he moved on to teaching uh, firearm safety and hunters education.
Hmm.
Uh, and so, like, there were times where he would encounter like people who had just like they only wanted the head, which is a huge no-no in terms of like
For hunters, yeah.
yeah,
Because it's
if
incredibly
you
disrespectful and wasteful.
yeah, like if you kill something, if you hunt something and kill it, it is your responsibility to take the body and do stuff. You don't just cut off the head and leave the rest to rot.
Yeah. It's
Because
wasteful. It's also disrespectful. There's a like native cultures from like the Native Americans to
yeah, they used every part that they could.
yeah. It's this idea that if you don't use every part of it, the animal can't rest in peace.
Yeah, they hunted with respect.
Yeah.
And
And then it changed when the idea came to kill just buffalo en masse in order to starve out the native population.
yeah, all you needed to do was just all you needed was like the horns, and
Just
then you could
something.
collect.
And then you can collect like a big bounty, and that's when like game hunting turned from like doing
That's
it
where we
for a living to doing it for the sport.
yeah, that's where we get the term bucks from in terms of money, because people would hunt like big deer and trade in the antlers for money,
Yeah.
and it was like $1 per pair, uh, if I'm remembering correctly.
I mean,
And the
there's a
dollar
Davy
was like
Crockett.
huh?
There's the Davy Crockett raccoon hats that were a thing. Like that at least uses the whole body. I don't know.
Yeah, or at least the whole skin.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I would absolutely wear a Davy Crockett raccoon hat.
Those are really. I mean, Davy Crockett himself, not a fantastic person,
Yeah.
but
You know who did hunt with respect for the animals?
who?
Teddy Roosevelt. Like he was a hunter
He was a
in his
big game hunter.
yeah, and but the thing is, like, he expressed that one of the things he's always wanted to hunt was a bear, and whenever people like some of his the people who really supported him got like a sick bear cub and was like, here, now you can finally get that kill you always wanted. He's like, no, there is no honor in this. Like,
Yes, the famous
the
Teddy
teddy bear.
Roosevelt teddy bear story.
Yeah,
I think that's fictionalized.
is it?
I believe it was something to do with like a bear, and then it became like a marketing stunt. So I've heard some people that, oh, that's fictional, and I've heard like, oh, it's true. I guess there's like variations on it. I love the music here, by the way.
Let's see. Okay, so apparently there are elements of it that is true. There was a bear that Teddy Roosevelt did refuse to shoot because it would be unsportsmanlike. And that's about as much as can be verified.
That's fair.
The actual details of it have gone through like a countrywide game of telephone. I do like that the Vorpal blade is cutting off their heads, true to the.
Yeah. I always like it when like you dismember somebody in like video games. It's a good indicator when they're dead.
Bloody kill.
Especially
bloody
like,
mess.
in like Star Wars games, when you cut off a limb, that's like a good. That means that enemy's dead. I can move on to the next guy.
Oh, I should see if the new Star Wars game, the new Lego Star Wars, is on Switch. Because if so, I'm definitely gonna get it.
Probably is. There's a work note.
Let's see. Platforms. Yep, it's on the Switch. I'm just gonna yeah.
There we go. See, it's on like a little.
Oh yeah.
I like that. That was a nice touch. Visually, it's like kind of cool. It's very spiky.
Yeah. The details on this game are fantastic. Like everything looks wonderfully stylized. And I guarantee there are probably people who complain that, oh, it's not hyper realistic. It looks so cartoony. It's like, yeah, it's supposed to. It's called style. Maybe you should play a game that has one.
This came out during like the time when like hyperrealism was like just starting to like die off as the de facto medium for a lot of people.
I wish it would die for real forever, because the thing about hyperrealism is that it will look out of date in 3 years' time.
Oh my god. Okay, so have you ever played the Uncharted game?
No.
Okay, so the Uncharted games are a series of games that are made by Naughty Dog after they eventually got rid of the Jack and Daxter license. They still have the license. They just aren't making any games for it. But after Naughty Dog decided they were done making Jack and Daxter games, they moved on to Uncharted. And the Uncharted games are...
I just bought the...
It's right down there.
Ah, so you can shoot it from the other side.
Yeah. Ah, clever.
Yeah.
So the Uncharted games were known for their visual splendiferousness, in a word. very visually pretty. Like the first game was lauded heavily, even by like major critics, just for the fact that when you walk into a pool of water, your shirt will be wet only to the amount that actually was in the water.
Yeah.
That's such a needless detail. That I
Twilight
think.
Princess did that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's impressive that it was done, because it was a big step forward for like visual fidelity at the time.
You know what would be the biggest step forward for visual fidelity?
What?
When a character goes to sleep, have them actually be under the blankets. Because that is not done nearly as often as it needs to be.
That's
I can name one game in which it actually happens. Or
name it.
2 games in which it actually happens. Deadly Premonition. Like, it
Okay.
is a thing that actually happens to Deadly Premonition. And as much as I hate to give credit to David Cage, Heavy Rain.
Okay, the reason they do that is because it's like really taxing.
Oh, I know. That's why I
what,
said it would be a huge step forward in visual fidelity.
there was a big thing where, so you've heard about The Last of Us, right?
Of course,
Okay.
it's got Ashley Johnson.
Yeah. So The Last of Us Part 2 came out like a year ago, and it was a big 2 years ago, and it was a big deal. And while a lot of people were like very upset about the story because the story is kind of garbo,
Yeah.
because it manages to mangle its one message.
Yeah.
There is one thing that a lot of people were like, "Oh wow," it's when a character removes his shirt.
They actually remove the shirt.
They actually
It's
remove
not
the shirt,
just it's not just a cut to a different scene and then cut back and they're wearing something different, which is what most games do. Like Mass Effect. If your character if a character needs to remove a shirt in a cutscene, they'll cut to another character looking at them and then cut back to the person shirtless.
Yeah. It was considered a big deal when in The Last of Us Part 2, a character removes his shirt. Mind you, it was Neil Druckmann's self-insert character, but it was a big deal.
Okay, on that point, as much as I hate to give more credit to David Cage, Beyond Two Souls also has that, I believe.
That's fair.
Like, I hate David Cage. He's a hack of a writer, and he is a failure of a game designer. But his attention to detail, in terms of visual presentation,
It takes like 10 years to make a single game, though.
Yeah. If only they... It's... I was gonna say, if only they spent more time on the writing than they do the visual fidelity, but that would betray my earlier statement about how, like, those are things that do need to be done more in games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here. Yeah.
Wait, go into which time?
I can't. There's no which time.
I know. I was making a joke, because the butterflies kind of remind me of the bats when you go into which time. God. I wish you could play Bayonetta on stream.
I would love to play Bayonetta on the stream. Bayonetta is like one of my favorite games.
Oh, absolutely. It's fantastic. I'm going to see if I can run it well with OBS. God.
I want to see if I can get to like the end of this chapter by the end of this stream.
Maybe. We've only been going for like 45 minutes.
Ow. This area goes on for quite a bit, though. It's probably the lengthiest. Ooh, I love this. Talk to the Cheshire Cat whenever you.
Obsessed with time. Find him, or your own time may be short.
God, I love the Cheshire Cat.
One of my favorite touches is this water actually hurts you because it's not water, it's tea.
It's hot.
Yeah. I love that they use that to like lock off areas, so you have to actually do the
That
platform.
is better than invisible walls.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know what game had some of the worst invisible walls?
See, this is the trick.
Yeah, it's timed or some shit. You know what game had the worst invisible walls?
The Hatter shall see you at your best.
Aquaman for the Xbox 360.
The
It can't have been.
Xbox. I think
It was the original Xbox.
The original Xbox, yeah, probably.
Okay, it's the one that looked like it used screenshots from early World of Warcraft, for its storytelling,
Fair
and
enough.
it's not good in the slightest. It's invisible. Like there's an invisible wall that follows you,
Oh.
so like you can't go back at certain points.
Yeah, I think I've
And
seen a video on that.
yeah, the Super Best Friends played it once, and I want to say that
Jonathan did it once, I believe, too.
did he?
One of his early videos, for like Banjo, Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which is popular bar.
I mean, Nuts and Bolts was the first thing that I saw from him.
Unless that was his review, I don't know.
Let's see. I know that a popular video game. I want to say Kid Icarus, maybe.
Oh, dang
Let's
it.
see.
I don't think Cat Icarus ever did.
Xbox.
No, he's more of a PlayStation person.
Yeah. Let's see.
Aha, bottle. Hey man, I got the bottles. I got bottles the mole. Mwah, mwah.
Let's see. Who was it? Battle for Atlantis is what it's called.
Yep. Aquaman, Battle for Atlantis, the Lost Empire. Atlantis the Lost Empire is a decent.
Atlantis. Oh yeah, JonTron did do an episode of it.
JonTron does episodes on a lot of stuff. Oh, slide section, slide section.
Hell yeah, slide sections are great.
Very short though.
Ah, boo.
Just down the garbage chute.
Yeah. I'm surprised Matt McMuscles hasn't made a video on it. He made one for Dark Tomorrow.
I guess it's a bit of a low priority.
God, I like Matt McMuscles' videos. It's nice to see that it's nice to see what he's doing ever since the Best Friends ended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Clockwork Bomb. It's good for distracting enemies, I believe.
Yeah. Clockwork is such a good aesthetic.
That's fair.
Like, the sound of ticking.
Alice Insanity up ahead. Ooh.
Ooh. Maybe you should throw a clockwork bomb at that wall that had a crack in it right there.
Which one?
At the top of that ramp.
Oh. I like the thing in the upper right hand corner. It's like the... No, that's not a crack.
Oh.
Thing.
It looks like a crack. What about the upper hand corner?
You can see the little rabbit in the upper right hand corner.
Nice. Oh, and the clock ticks down. That's nice.
The clock ticks down like a... Guys. So unreal. What's
So,
that song?
on the
What's that song?
topic-
What's that song? What's the song? I know.
What?
Ticks your life away. It's so unreal. God, it's There's a song where
You
they.
just how I feel, so wake up the members of our nation.
That's not it.
I know. Clock. So, what was the lyric? Clock ticks.
Clock ticks your life away. It's so unreal.
So unreal.
Yeah.
Oh! Linkin Park, in the end.
In
Clock
the end.
ticks your life away. It's so unreal.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Indian left low.
Ooh, what's this?
Kind of walked
Spooky.
out the window. Try to hold on. Didn't even know. Yeah, the reason why I didn't immediately make that connection is because that's a middle of a verse, not like the beginning.
Yeah. That was the hard part. I was like, so unreal. It's like, yeah, it's the middle of the verse. But it's like I'm trying to remember like the rest of it because I know the ending. I just don't remember
Things
the build up.
aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore.
Not like you knew me back then, but it all doesn't
No,
matter
no,
in
me.
the end. Ooh, this is spooky
Yeah.
though. What's this?
Yeah, it's got your name on it.
Little.
Or your parents' name.
Oh, spooky. Maybe it's the little estate. Ooh, I love this effect always.
So one thing I never got about the Tim Burton is how does the experiences she had in Underland translate to becoming good at trade routes?
No idea. Also, I do like that she's slowly piecing things together. Like, oh, I didn't cause the fire because this was already a conflagratory.
We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I didn't start the fire. This entire building was like about to burn anyway. Okay, I'm gonna avoid using hysteria right here because I think there's an achievement for being the without using it.
Dun, 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 dun. I think next week, with the paycheck I get next week, I'm gonna see if I can buy a piano keyboard.
What?
Because I wanted. So I used to play piano like 15 years ago.
Oh
and
my
I want to
god,
get that.
same.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn from scratch because it's been 15 years and pianos aren't exactly bicycles.
That's fair.
But
As long as you remember like a few keys.
I used to be. The reason why I learned how to play piano was to play Zelda songs.
You know when I learned to play the piano? Because my mom
Why?
thought it would be nice for me to know how to play piano.
Um,
But I did learn how to play piano, and I do enjoy playing the piano. I just don't do it often because like I don't have a piano.
That's fair.
So here's a fun.
Oh, and
Fun fact.
I think this is the section where they have the voice on the intercom saying the thing.
Soon, but not yet.
Yeah, okay.
So here's a fun fact about my life. When I got my first computer, I didn't have a computer desk. So instead of using a computer desk, I repurposed an old piano that I hadn't been using for years and used it as my computer stand.
Nice.
Which was both hit and miss because the piano had a giant magnet in it.
Oh god, that sounds awful. And
So-
like
so-
a bad idea.
So I kept the computer far away, but it messed with the monitor. So what I had to do is I had to stack the monitor on top of books.
When did you
That's
ever
fair.
learn the place, or how to keep it? Now what's going on?
I like the Hatter's design. Look at that.
Oh yeah, it is fantastic. The Mad Hatter is also a very good Batman villain.
That's fair. He shows up in like most of the games.
Yeah, because he's a fantastic D tier villain to
I get the idea.
uh,
Bad train.
do things.
Inmates run the asylum. No thanks. And worst of all, I've left
The way he says that is so
If I do
sad.
help, will you help me in return?
Yeah.
Cross my heart if I had one. Find my limbs and toss them into the chute. Machines will do the rest. Be on your way now. That's a good girl. Best way out is through the croc face.
I love his design. It's like he's wearing a straitjacket.
Oh yeah. This game is really American McGee is really good with like visual design.
So here's a fun story. Okay, I don't know how fun this is, but American McGee was fired from id Software. According to Tim Willits, I believe, allegedly. No. According to so in the Masters of Doom, it's a book. It's like the story of the people who made Doom and what happened to them. According to the writer of the book, who was a former id staff member, and I believe it's Sandy Peterson. In his book, he says that the reason American McGee got fired from id is because he took really bad design advice from somebody who was intentionally dicking him over. And the design level he showed off was so infuriating that he got into a big fight with Carmack. John. No, it's not. John Carmack, not John Romero. There's like 3 Johns.
Yeah, yeah.
So he got into a big fight with like John Carmack, and apparently that's why he got fired.
Oof.
So he moved on to do stuff for EA with his new company. Here we go. Here's the thing you were thinking
Yeah.
about.
Here's the thing that is the only thing I can vividly remember.
Inverted fire? Okay. How do I... Okay. What is the umbrella? Oh, it's A. Okay. Ah, you fool.
I'm always a fan of like enemies that have like multiple faces.
Oh, okay. I have to just tap it.
Like not multiple heads, but multiple faces. Pinwheel is a great enemy if it had health in Dark Souls.
To be fair, he is one of those enemies that you can face very early on, and then he's a bit of a trouble.
Yeah.
But most people face him late game because that's when they get into the catacombs.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I should probably do the...
There we go. Oh, there's a pig snow.
There is.
Yeah. So here's something interesting. You might need to look this up to make sure I'm getting things right. But according to, I believe, the Masters of Doom, American McGee had a pretty crummy childhood. So what I believe happened is his father was arrested for some crime, and his mother became a drug addict who barely took care of him and his younger sister. And as a result, American McGee ended up having to basically be the man of the house.
Oh my god! I just looked up a picture of American McGee, and that is not at all what I was expecting him to look like.
That's fair. So
Honestly, American McGee, like, with what he's done and his name, it really does sound like he'd be someone from like the 1800s.
Oh, here we go. So what ends up happening with American McGee is that his mother ends up running off with a
Frightened away. The steps are steep. Take them one at a time.
with a seriously. Shut up, mouse. Shut up. I can't talk with the mouse talking. God. I would go absolutely mad.
Mad as a Hatter? Let's see.
God, this is foolish. Is this? I hope this isn't attached like the frame rate or something. That would explain a lot, but oh god.
His
Death
mom
is
was a
dumb.
hippie,
Okay,
which
yeah.
explains a lot.
Okay, that's death under. Okay, pal. Beautiful.
Top secret. You.
Oh, there we go. That was what I was looking for.
Oh yeah, that looks
Yeah,
interesting.
so what ends up happening is his mom runs away with someone, leaving American McGee and his sister with nobody to take care of them.
Yeah, seems like it happened multiple times.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, apparently the final time was when he was 16.
Yeah, then she ran off with someone and never returned.
Yeah, well, what happened was she was dating a transgender woman and sold the house to pay for the surgery without telling their kids, and so American McGee didn't know until like he came home and it was abandoned.
Yeah.
And that was like last time.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
But like, unfortunately, stuff like that does happen, and I want to make it clear: the problem in this situation is not the
It's the mother
it's the mother, not the
not the girlfriend.
To be fair, probably a shitty person too. We don't know, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, if she turned a blind eye to how American McGee's mother was treating the kids, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
people like that
nothing...
exist, and it has nothing to do with their identity or whatever.
Yeah, shitty people exist regardless of any. Yeah.
Speaking of Cheshire cats, amazing segue. My cat is currently rubbing himself against my leg for attention. I think he wants food.
You should. You know what would be interesting? One of those trying to jerry-rig a controller to like cat toys and have your cat play a game.
Mikey doesn't really get really interesting toys.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even with catnip?
No, not even with catnip. He barely reacts to that stuff.
Are you sure it's a cat?
We're pretty sure he's a cat. He's got the personality of one. He loves his scratching post and he loves laser dots.
Oh man, imagine. I have an idea. Get a DDR pad with really high sensitivity and try to play by pointing the laser dots at the different buttons. See if you can beat Breath of the Wild with the cat on a DDR pad. By the way, I love those teapots.
Very good design.
Absolutely.
His whole game is driven with good design.
Oh yeah.
Shame there's no boss fight, but can't be helped.
Yeah. So what things would you like to see as bosses?
So apparently one of the bosses was supposed to be a giant paper wasp.
Interesting.
That sounds so cool. And there was another fight against the walrus.
Oh god, that would have been fantastic. I love the walrus.
And there was another one planned for I don't remember all of them because there were a few. I believe one of them was the Man on the Moon.
Interesting.
That's an actual cut level, I believe. You can probably
Soon?
find like something that's like, oh, here's all the stuff that got cut out of this game.
Yeah. You know who I think would make a fantastic boss?
Who?
A house of cards. Basically, a bunch of the card soldiers, like, conglomerating into a single entity.
That would be
I
pretty
think,
spooky, yeah.
yeah. You would have to, like, knock out its feet and then kill all the card people before it reforms again.
Okay.
And then, like, each time it reforms, like, it has less and less card people until, like, you kill the last one. Because I'm always a big fan of bosses like that. Wind Waker has a boss that's like the kind of thing where I'm talking about.
Oh, listen to what the cat's saying.
What?
Okay, so I had the option to get the cat's advice. So I was like, oh, what's he got to say? And he's like, in order to progress, you must flip the switch. And then you bug him again. He's like, switch the switch.
Yeah, Wind Waker has a boss that's like the kind of thing I'm talking about. Jalhalla. He's a demonic mask possessed by like 15 ghosts. And the thing you gotta do is you gotta make him solid by using light puzzles. And then you have to pick him up and throw him at a giant spike pillar to break him up. And then you have to just kill all the ghosts.
I'm hearing piggy noises.
Probably under the platform you're on.
Probably. Actually, I can do it up.
Yeah, man.
After combat, I guess.
Yeah. It's a good thing you don't have limited ammo, because that would make this game awful. Actually, that's probably an
Who do I
exaggeration.
get to?
Is it up? Is it weapons?
I thought of configuration. Maybe it didn't have a button mapped. Bindings. Let's go to binding. Okay.
What are you looking for?
I'm trying to figure out how you can upgrade my weapon.
It'd probably be at like I don't think it'd be in this menu.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where that would.
Probably
Not
in the
memories. It's not
weapons.
a weapon. Ooh, it is weapons. You're right.
Yeah, I said that like 3 times.
I thought you were saying like, where are the weapons? And I'm like, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
No, I was saying the weapons, probably.
You were like the weapons, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out where the weapons is. Okay, where is that? Maybe it's gonna appear when I get like a little further.
Yeah. Maybe it's like behind one of the lava falls.
Maybe. Get to that. Okay.
I've been grinding on Pokemon Black. Yeah. I got about like
you've mentioned that's been driving you crazy.
Yeah. Because the place you wanted me to go,
well,
I was
apparently, yeah. So fair enough.
They keep using Attract and Double Slap, which is a misleading name because it's 5 times.
And choose a Pokemon that has like the opposite, the same gender. Attract doesn't work on opposite gender Pokemon, on same gender Pokemon.
I know. But like most of my Pokemon are of a specific gender.
Oh, is that intentional?
No.
Okay. I'm just
That's
I'm
just
just
how it
curious. Sometimes people aim to do that.
No, no, that's just how it happened.
Okay.
I think the only ones that aren't girls are the ones that were given to me.
That's fair.
You know, the starter and
There we go.
the fake chimchar. I don't remember what it's called. So I'm
The
just calling it a fake chimchar.
Simi Sage.
No, no.
Pan's here. Pan's here.
Oh, okay. I also grounded. I got a bunch of Everstones. Enough
Okay.
Everstones that I'll never need another. Significantly easier to get in this game than in Diamond and Pearl, so that is a bonus. Because I don't like evolving my Pokemon.
That's fair. Oh, dang it.
What is one Pokemon who you really like, but its evolution does not jive with you?
Sobel.
Huh?
Sobel.
What does that evolve into?
Inteleon.
I don't know what Pokemon those are.
That's Sword and Shield.
Oh.
Sobel is the water starter in Sword and Shield.
Oh, Sobble.
It's Sobel.
Sobble. Because it cries. It's Sob.
Okay, fair enough. You might be right there. I always called it Sobel. And I'm like, like so and then Bulbul.
I figured that it's Sobble because it's depicted as crying.
There, you might. As I said, you're probably right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, hey, there it is on the wall.
Yeah. Next to that obnoxious little thing.
That wasp nest.
No. Oh god, something sounded like it was about to explode in my face. Oh god.
Yeah. Probably that guy. It's so weird that it has blood. You'd think that it would have tea instead.
I think that might be tea.
I don't think tea is that red.
I mean, it could be a very dark tea.
That's fair. What's your favorite kind of tea?
I don't really drink tea, but I have had peach tea before. I think that's pretty fine.
That's nice. I live in Texas, so obviously my answer is iced tea.
Okay, so here's something interesting, funny, kind of, that happened at work recently. So, yeah, I mentioned I didn't want to talk about work much, but it's mostly because I'm still starting a new job.
Guy, you can see the seam on the textures
Yeah, I
right
noticed
there.
that. So it happened at work
Terrible
recently.
game design, 0 out of 10. I'm kidding.
So it happened at work recently is that one of my coworkers did a coffee run and forgot my order. So rather than like call and ask me, they tried to figure out what it was on a whim, and they're like, he really wants an iced tea, and so they show up, and they hand me like an iced tea, and I'm left wondering, what happened to my coffee? But I drink the iced tea anyway because I'm like, eh. Anyway, she apologized for it later.
Oh god.
And then
That's rough.
today.
Did it happen again?
No, this is different. She remembered my order this time. I like coffee, but with like a lot of cream and a lot of sugar.
Oh yeah, my favorite coffee is French vanilla.
Yeah. Okay. So I like my coffee with like cream and sugar. So she orders it, and she even makes sure that it's on the cup. So when she arrives, oh, what a sinister look.
Oh yeah, this game is fantastic with environment.
So I look at the coffee, and I'm like, something feels wrong here. I take a sip, and I'm like, no, that is very bitter. That's just straight up black coffee. So I look, and it's straight up black coffee.
How did they mess that up?
No cream, no sugar. So I march all the way down to the Starbucks right down the road, and I'm like, hey, can I get some more cream and sugar? And they start pouring like another cup, and I'm like, no, I just want cream and sugar. I don't need another cup. I just want some cream and sugar in this cup.
Yeah.
No, so that was interesting.
It's definitely one of those things where you would definitely go to another place if it was more, like if there was one that was available.
There is one, but it's like the artisanal place, and they only do
God.
like black coffee straight.
Oh, gross. Like I support small businesses, but I'm not a fan of like artisanal stuff because it's always like I don't care what you say, artisanal stuff is all the same. Like they try to spin it as like, oh, this is so much better than the other stuff, but it's the same as the other stuff.
Okay, to be fair, this place is a very nice place. It's a bit of a hipster shop.
Oh, gross.
I sent you a photo a while back of like this really cool cookie I bought. That's where I got it from.
Oh.
No, seriously?
I don't remember because
it was
I
a
I
large.
have the memory of a goldfish. I don't know if I've ever mentioned on stream, but I have terrible memory.
It was for Pi Day. It was a cookie that looked like a strawberry pie. The baked goods there are really good though. That's like the one thing that I do recommend. The baked goods, because for whatever reason, like the baked goods there are just so good. I believe it's because they have like this. They hired this girl recently who makes everything in house, all their pastries, and that's like legitimately good stuff. So
yeah.
Is there like a switch I'm missing around here somewhere?
Maybe. Is there anything else you can do with that giant eyeball? Oh, is that a thing you can shoot, or is that just the light?
I already hit that one, I think. Oh, there we go.
Ah.
I'm a dumbass.
What is this? You know, this game. So, that kind of puzzle where you just gotta look around and find the thing to shoot, like, it's very hard to make it actually feel fun, but for some reason this game is able to do it.
I think it's because the game has a really good environment.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, Ocarina of Time, it's...
No.
I think the reason why it's not as good in games like Ocarina of Time is because the rooms are much smaller, so it doesn't have platforming,
Yeah.
so it's very self-contained.
That's a good. I hope you have this one. As a cat.
What do you say?
He said, "Cats have 9 lives. I hope you have as many." I mean, it's so needless. It's an unnecessary line because it's not really saying anything important. But it's fun because it's like, oh, you can just hear the cat every once in a while.
Yeah.
Look how far I've come. Let's see how far we've come.
I love that song.
That is a good song.
It is like the anthem for fandoms in general, because no matter what fandom it is, whenever it's concluded, people will always make montage videos to that song.
Like if it's like a fandom that's like gone on for a while or the story's gone places, they always do like Let's see how far we've come.
Yeah, yeah, they always do AMVs of
Yeah.
it.
Die. I'm trying to think of like any specific examples. Avatar: The Last Airbender probably has a
Universe.
bunch. Fair enough. I saw a pretty good animatic for Steven Universe recently.
Was it the one of Zach Callison's songs from the solo album?
No, not as far as I'm aware.
Oh.
It was the Here We Are in the Future song, but it was for Borderlands.
Oh god, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I legitimately like some of the Borderlands fandom. The games have issues, I will admit.
Yeah. Have you ever listened to Zach Callison's solo album?
I probably have. I just don't remember it.
It's really good.
He was Steven Universe, right?
Yes. That's why what?
I just remembered that the fandom was like so mad when they realized the Uncle Grandpa episode had a big hint about the
Oh yeah, you should get that polished.
Yeah, you should get that polished like like twice a year. And it's
Yeah.
like, you don't polish quartzes, you polish diamonds.
Yeah, so I stuck by the rose quartz being pink diamond ever since the like from the beginning, pretty much.
Okay, by the way,
like
I do
ever
want to
since.
say before we get on this tangent, I do love
yeah.
signs in video games. You just plaster a
Oh,
sign
absolutely.
anywhere. That's such a nice touch.
You know what my favorite sign is?
Oh, tell me.
I want you to guess.
Is it Gemini?
Oh, haha. No, that'd be Caprio. Or Capricorn.
Okay.
But no, I want you to take a legitimate guess as to what my favorite sign in a video game is.
Is it the one in the Kirby games where they have the Kirby X'd out?
No, but those are cute. It's the one in Portal 2 that says, "In case of implosion, look directly at implosion." Because the reason they put that there is because in game testing, they found that the players would cause the neurotoxin to implode, but wouldn't look at it. So they added that sign because they put so much effort in the implosion animation. They wanted people to see it, so they put the sign there. Because people just not looking at it.
Oh, that's fair. I get that. Okay, now tell your story about Steven Universe.
Oh yeah, so I ever since like I want to say I guess it was the Moon episode maybe. No, it was well before that. God, at the first hint of Pink Diamond's existence, which I believe was the 4 squares, as opposed to the 3 squares that were in Peridot's ship, or the 3 diamonds, or triangle, whatever. You know what I mean. The symbol was different.
Yeah.
On Earth, it had a pink one, whereas in Peridot's ship, it only had white, blue, and yellow.
Okay.
So that was the first indication of Pink Diamond, and the mural in the mural on the pyramid and all that.
Yes,
so
on the moon.
No, on the pyramid.
Yes, on the pyramid.
Yeah, and then the moon happened.
Isn't that the one that proved that Russia just didn't exist in Steven Universe?
Yes, Russia is just a giant hole. Oh no! It was Peridot. It was the episode where Peridot was checking on the cluster.
Okay.
That's the one. So yeah. Basically, I stood by the whole Rose Quartz is Pink Diamond, even after Eyeball Ruby said that Rose Quartz killed Pink Diamond. And I said that I stuck by it because
because the sword.
Well, yeah, that was later. It didn't reveal that the sword was the thing that allegedly shattered her until later.
No, I'm pretty sure Eyeball Ruby says she used that sword and impaled her in the chest.
Yes, in the trial.
No, I think it was before then.
I
Because I never saw the trial.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I didn't watch
Wait, you
the
never
trial.
saw it?
I sort of zoned out by the time of the trial.
No. But yeah, either way, no, it was because Eyeball Ruby is an unreliable witness. Remember, she thought that Amethyst was Jasper with a sunburn.
Very unreliable. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, like they set that up early on, and also, Rose Quartz had a lot of really powerful powers, and also, I had stuck by it for. I can actually find the exact post.
Quite a while, yeah.
Yeah, I stuck by it to the end, so much so that I even got banned from a server because they were like, look, it's been thoroughly debunked. There's no way that it happened. And so when it was finally revealed, I was like, vindication.
You know what was also thoroughly debunked? Obito was Toby. But guess what happens in Naruto?
Exactly. Yeah. It's I'm always a fan of I'm always a fan of things. Another thing, I am really good at spotting the at spotting what the hell is going on in things. Like, I called that not only did Stan have a twin, but the twin was the author of the journals, based purely on that one flashback where there's where there's a kid wearing boxing gloves reading a book. His face is hidden in the book, but his hair looks similar to the one that Stan had in that flashback in Gravity Falls. Like, I was able to, based on that and the discrepancy between Bill Cipher calling him Stanley and his license plate saying Stanford, I was able to call that not only did he have a twin, but also his twin is the author of the journals, because that kid was wearing boxing gloves. We couldn't see how many fingers he had.
You didn't realize that was like an incredibly popular theory way before the reveal, right?
I know. I was able to call it on the episode that had the flashback.
I mean, that even way before them.
Before that, the theory was just that he had a twin. I was able to call that the twin was the author.
Many people called it the twin was the author.
Let's see.
I'm pretty dang sure that for the longest time, it was the popular theory that
it was
that he had a twin, and that the twin was the author.
No, because the reveal happened on the same week the same weekend that Garnet was revealed to be a fusion. I remember, because that was like, people kept drawing them high-fiving and interacting because two major theories were confirmed. But yeah, no, I was able to call. I'm not saying that I invented the theory, but I was able to call very early on, based on a little bit of evidence. It was the sword episode that first had the pink diamond symbol, confirming pink diamond, or indicating pink diamond existed. I'm trying to find out the specific post.
I got the hatch going. How long have I been? I want to know.
We've been going for about an hour and a half.
Want to see if I can finish this area, or do you want to call it? I just got the hands. I still got the feet.
Expect no thanks until I'm completely reconstructed. No resting on laurels, chiffonier, shade lounges, mean folding chairs, stools.
I found one of my favorite posts.
Is it the Guardians of the Galaxy one?
No, no, no. It's one where someone posted like, imagine being attracted to someone named like Greg or Kevin. Discussing. And someone responded with Greg Universe being sad, and someone was like, "Do you think showing some balding dude is gonna change my mind?" And they're like, "That balding dude is Greg Universe, and you're saying that Rose Quartz is disgusting." They're like, uh, God, I fucking love.
Let's see. Where do I go now? I've already been here. Been there. Next is right. That is so cool. Assemblage for destruction. As required.
Yeah.
Smelling and regurgitating. Cranking up, pressing down. Where do I go now? I can go there, but I need. I got there. I need to shoot.
I found one of the posts that I stood by. So it was Twitter, like, if Rose is a quartz, why is she much friendlier looking and have protection and healing powers? And Ian JQ responded with, "Oh, quartz soldiers are intended for armies, meaning some of them need defensive powers as well. They can't all be tanks." And someone was like, "Does this mean Rose is definitely a quartz?" And he responded, "Her name is Rose Quartz." And people were taking that as a definitive, "Oh, she can't be Pink Diamond. They said her name is Rose Quartz." My response was, I'm still skeptical because they said her name is Rose Quartz rather than saying she's straight up a quartz, meaning she went by Rose Quartz later.
I mean,
They could-
yeah, that's kind of like one of those things where you can definitely tell the writer is choosing their words carefully. I love the teacup ride.
Yeah.
I think when like the writer chooses their words carefully, something is up. I mean, it's not like always obvious. Sometimes writers just like to choose like really weird words, but like sometimes if like it's a big question, like what's going on here, and then the writer is choosing like very specific dialogue, like oh their name is or they know this or something, like always being like very specific, something is up.
Yeah.
Like never trust the word of a writer, because they will try to find ways to avoid being honest if they can. Lots of I didn't say that, or I never said that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
On that topic, so you know how like just kidding Rowling gets a lot of flack for like the Dumbledore thing. The Dumbledore's gay reveal, which is like
the thing that
way back
yeah.
when I thought that was like kind of like, oh, that makes sense. Like I believed that for a while, but like years later, like a lot of the others became like kind of obvious. Like, nah, she just made that up. Like, I think that was if that was made up, it's probably the one that was like the best well done of like her little I just made this up on the spot for inclusivity points things. But like the rest, yeah, the one Jewish Hogwarts student, clearly the name she just came up with after looking up generic names.
Don't forget, fucking Cho Chang, the only Chinese Hogwarts student.
That name isn't even a name. That's just gibberish.
That is what someone who hates Asian people thinks an Asian name sounds like.
That's somebody who never met an Asian person thinks an Asian person's name is.
Yeah. Like, even someone who has like a basic knowledge of, like, even has watched an anime could have would have like an Asian person named Lee, like an actual name that is pretty common.
One of my favorite like gags in like Avatar is like when they're trying to pick out like a fake name for Zuko and like just go with Lee. There's millions of Lees.
Yeah, and then it comes back in season 3 with the sword fighter to Sokka being like, being like, for future reference, Sokka is not a name that's commonly used in the Fire Nation. You should try something more that sounds more Fire Nation if you want to stay hidden. Try Lee. There's a million Lees.
That was the name Zuko used when he was like going under. false
Exactly.
names. Yeah.
That's how it comes full circle.
No. No, I was a fool. I was so close, then I slipped. Oh, thank. I have to go all the way back here. Who on you, Alice? Okay, so remember Doug Walker, the nostalgia critic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing fop that he is. There is one really funny gag that I like from his. It's when he was doing reviews of the Tim Burton movies, and he had American Meets Alice show up. We couldn't call her Alice, we just called her Malice.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's funny. It's like, oh, who are you? And he's like, I'm Malice. That's funny. And she's carrying the knife, and like people just start to die around her, and they're like, huh.
Yeah. That was a good one.
That was a very good costume.
Yeah, that was back when the show had good writing.
That was back during the revival, I believe.
Yeah, probably.
That was back during, yeah, that was the first revival because they had Tamara.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can definitely tell when like the show, like, boo.
Janky hitboxes.
Thank goodness it's not too far back.
Yeah.
I think I went the wrong way anyway. From me. Yeah, I was supposed to just keep going straight. I didn't have to go down.
You know what the best plot twist in Steven Universe was?
What?
Magic isn't real. Because, like, for the first half of season 1, which is like 25 episodes, it's portrayed as like, oh, magic people fighting magic monsters, and it's like, nope, they're just aliens.
That's fair. But that is funny. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I to be fair, I got into Steven Universe like way late around the time they were doing the whole Jasper shows up thing.
Yeah.
Jasper is my favorite character, by the way. I like Jasper. I definitely feel Jasper's anguish.
I like Jasper as a name.
Death enemies. Jasper is a good name. One of my favorite Tumblr posts from way back when is of somebody going like, Jasper is making such garbage noises, and so it's like, Rebecca Sugar confirmed that old gems are girls, and then the writer's like, Jasper is my cat.
Yeah.
I find stuff like that kind of funny.
Yeah.
Barely made it. Oh no, it's the smashing room. Oh, I was on a smasher. On that note, haha, you fools! You fell for my trap. My trap was that I have distance.
I really like the character design in this game. The
Yeah.
enemies are really well designed.
Yeah, that's
What?
fair.
That's bullshit. It should have gotten. Oh no, slightly.
They also make sure certain enemies don't get squashed.
Oh man, they should have had it. They should have had special animations for if it got squashed.
Well, to be fair, I get the feeling they might have at one point, but like the AI was just always falling into the thing, so it was like, players just letting the smashers take care of the enemies.
That would
No
be.
fun.
That's not a bad thing. That would be a fun way to solve it.
I mean,
You know?
yeah, but at the same time, it's like I get why they're like, look, we'd rather them just fight. Some insects eat their young. They have much to teach us, alive or dead.
Yeah.
What a fucked up mentality that is.
Yeah.
How is this guy a doctor? How is he helping people?
Well, I mean, this is like what, the 1800s?
Yeah. Also, I'm doing some hint, hint, wink, winking at the camera.
The I'm pretty sure doctors in the 1800s didn't help people, at least in terms of mental health.
That's fair. Hello.
Hello, Oinker. Ooh, what is that?
Model. That's like concept art, I think.
Nice. What are
Bunch of
those?
ducks. Ugh.
Can you jump in there?
No, I don't think I can. It's probably an invisible wall.
Hey, it's a dodo, I think.
Four
What is in
dumb,
that
flightless birds. Look at that. They're mostly clockwork now.
Yep.
I do like steampunk. I believe a lot more than cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of clockwork stuff.
To be fair,
And,
I do like cyberpunk. My problem with cyberpunk tends to boil down to the fact that a
It's
lot
too
of it
sweet.
just ends up being the exact same thing.
yeah, it's usually just like, oh, a robot arm with neon, with RGB lights on it.
Yeah.
It's like, if I wanted to see RGB lights, I'd just look at my keyboard.
Yeah, I mean, some cyberpunk stuff is still cool. I definitely liked. I watched Blade Runner 2042 recently. That was
Yeah, I think I think the good cyberpunk is the kind that's like grungy and like
the
kind
kind that
of,
really digs
grimy.
in, the kind that really digs into the fact that cyberpunk is inherently dystopian.
Oh yeah, The Matrix is also a good cyberpunk.
Matrix is
I don't
really
care
good.
what anyone says. The Matrix is cyberpunk.
I'm gonna agree with you there. Because it kind of is. Because those robots and machines, the difference is there's a digital world that everybody's plugged into. Instead of, say, like, most cyberpunk it's like, oh, the world is in ruin.
Oh yeah, no. Matrix is considered one of the most successful cyberpunk films, along with Judge Dredd.
Have you seen Dredd?
Is that a new?
Yeah, Dredd came out like 2013, I believe.
No, I haven't. The only Judge Dredd film I've seen is the one with Sylvester Stallone.
Fair enough. So
Film.
So Kyle Urban, Carl Urban. They say Kyle, but it's Carl. So Carl Urban played Judge Dredd in a movie just called Dredd.
Yeah.
And that's a good movie. I do recommend it legitimately. It's got great action. It's got great fighting. It's got all the stuff you really want in like a good old Judge Dredd movie.
I'll check it out, which is to say that I'm going to probably forget unless I'm reminded.
By the way, it is very violent.
I mean, I would expect nothing less from Judge fucking Dredd.
I mean, it's an R-rated film. Some people go in and like, oh, it's gonna be like cutesy, and no.
Who would go into a Judge Dredd film thinking it's gonna be cute?
Because they saw the Sylvester Stallone movie and think that his accent was hilarious.
The Sylvester Stallone movie is still pretty fucking violent. It's a Sylvester Stallone film.
I know, but it was back when he was still doing like what, PG-13.
I mean, to be fair,
was that R or was that PG-13? Because
I don't know, but like PG-13 in the 80s is R today.
That's fair enough. That bugs me. Like
That was 1995.
1995.
Let's see. It was.
You know one of my favorite movies is Commando. Oh, fuck, Alice, no, Alice.
No, Alice.
No, don't fall off the edge. You're too beautiful. Haha.
It was R. It was rated R.
Thank God I didn't die. I thought I was gonna die there, and I'm like, oh fuck. Yeah. Okay, so that was rated R. Okay.
Yeah.
Back when R had meant something.
Yeah. R today is like PG-13 back then. Like Karate Kid would be rated R today because of one specific scene.
Which scene in particular?
There's a scene where the kid's rival, is
Johnny?
in a bat. Is Johnny the rival?
Yeah, Johnny's the rival.
Yeah,
I know this because I've seen Cobra Kai.
Okay. There's a scene where Johnny is in a bathroom stall lighting up a joint.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah. And due to the way the current ratings are, that would put it at
R rating. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, because it's a child doing drugs.
Yeah. Have you seen Have you seen Cobra Kai?
That sounds like it'd be a G.I. Joe thing.
It's a follow-up with the original cast.
Of Karate Kid?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
It was on YouTube subscription services for years, and then like they brought it to Netflix.
Interesting.
So anyway, it's a really good show. Like the premise is Johnny is sort of down on his luck because he never really recovered from the whole
the leg injury, or the whole fight to the death in the second movie.
I don't recall the second movie.
The second movie is basically he's basically challenged to a fight to the death for some reason.
Johnny's the villain.
Oh,
the rival
sorry.
character.
Yeah, sorry.
Not Daniel Russo. You're thinking about Daniel Russo. So Johnny. So it's about Johnny, not Daniel Russo this time.
Yeah.
So Daniel Russo is a successful used car dealership owner who uses his karate gimmick. Meanwhile, Johnny is sort of a down on his luck dude who can't hold down a job, who's basically wallowing in his own issues, and just sort of never moved on. You know, everybody knows that kind of person.
That's rough. The kind who peaks in high school.
Yeah. He is kind of that person. And the movie is about him running into a kid who's like really lame, like the Daniel Russo type. And he ends up like beating up this kid's bullies, and the kid's like, teach me how to be cool like you. And he's like, I'm not much of a teacher. And the kid's like, well, I'll pay you. And he's like, okay. So he buys up the old Cobra Kai dojo and brings it back. And it's about a bunch of... the movie the first season is kind of really heavy on the references to Karate Kid. But it is sort of like, it is definitely leaning into that, just for the revival stuff. So it does deal with, like, the Karate Kid thing.
Yeah.
Where he's like, clean my car. And he's like, am I going to learn a super karate move? And he's like, yeah, I guess.
That's funny.
Yeah. So it is a good show. Like, I really do like the first season. I need to see the second one. I've been putting it off because I'm just like busy.
Yeah. We've been going for almost 2 hours.
Okay, let's
I
just finish
think.
this section.
Okay.
Then we can do the not boss fight. Actually,
Oh, I should see.
I'm trying to think if there is a there's like an extended level leading up to the boss fight, or if it's just like the cutscene.
Oh, nice. My Lego Star Wars finished downloading on my Switch.
Nice.
So I tried to get it on Steam. I got it on Steam, and it just would not start for whatever reason. I don't know why. So I just got a refund and got it on Switch.
Hey, Mikey. With the cats being friendly.
That's good.
Hey, Mikey. I know why you're being friendly. He is lonely all day.
Yeah, that's always rough. Oh man, did I ever tell you about my dad's dog? He got a dog last year. Yeah, it's still a puppy, only like maybe 6 months old now.
Okay.
The dog is the grandchild of one of the dogs that played Marley in Marley and Me.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Did you know there's a breed of Siberian Husky that's descended from the dog that did the Volta run? the real dog who did that?
The real Balto?
No, it's not the real Balto. It's
Oh.
it's the dog that really ran the runs that Balto gets credit for.
Oh, I mean, there were multiple. Balto was just the last one
Yeah,
to do
the
it.
last one. But like the dog that ran the majority of it and through the hardest areas. I'm trying to remember his name.
Was he the one that was the villain in the movie?
No.
Okay.
No, the villain of the movie is fictional.
Are you sure? I thought the villain in the movie was a real dog,
No.
and that there was
his
legal.
his name is literally Steel. Steel is literally the most evil name you can get for a generic kids film dog.
I finished my work.
Let me see.
What about this damnable train?
I feel like a new man, or whatever I am. I feel like an unsprung spring, like an uncorroded gear, like an untarnished bit of metal that sticks in your eye.
Okay.
Answer me, Hatter.
A Siberian Husky and Sled Dog
Changes here are
by breeder.
reflection.
Okay. Okay.
What's going on?
What
are the new rules?
The law is just a whisper away home to one.
So okay, so here's something funny. Balto was actually let me see. Okay.
I left you in bits. Come. The least you can do is help
I'm
me
googling
decide
right
what's
now.
going on.
I'm looking up.
Togo. It's Togo. Togo's the dog.
Okay.
So the dog that really ran the Balto run, that Balto gets the credit for, is Togo. And Togo's the person who owned Togo was also the guy who bred Balto. So anyway, he was very unhappy that Balto got pretty much all the credit for the work that Togo put in.
That might be what I'm thinking of with the legal trouble.
There wasn't really any legal trouble, just like nobody was really happy with Gunner, the guy who had Balto. Mikey, my little man, what's with the claws? Yes, this wants attention.
The
Actually, I'm trying to think if there's more here, or if I should just like I can probably burn right
Yeah,
through this.
you could probably end it here. There's the right at this door, and save what's behind it for the next stream. Leave a surprise for the
Fair
viewers.
enough. Hey, kitty cat.
Don't look! Don't look!
Ah, worm. Okay,
You
let's
know
do our
what?
sign-offs.
Okay, before we go, I do want to say, you know what? What movie based on a real thing ended up having legal trouble because of how they portrayed a real life character, a real life
Who?
person? Titanic. The family of Mr. Murdoch were livid at his portrayal in Titanic because in the movie he accepts a bribe and accidentally kills Vizzini and then kills himself, which is not at all what happened in real life. In real life, he was helping people on board he was helping as many people as he reasonably could on board the life rafts and went down with the ship.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's all I want to say.
I've never actually seen Titanic, so no, I feel bad.
We gotta see it.
I gotta see it eventually. It's just a long movie, and I have like a little time to invest in long movies that I really want to
Put
watch.
it on in the background when
No,
you're
no, no.
doing
I
art.
gotta see it. I gotta watch the full thing. Just listening in the background is not gonna give me the full Titanic experience.
Right, because you don't have two monitors.
Also, my ADHD would never let me focus on two things at once.
My ADHD is the only reason why I'm able to watch a movie while while drawing.
My cat's giving me like his baby doll eyes. So do your sign off stuff.
Thank you everybody for watching. Check out some of the other stuff, such as Pokemon Black and Metroid Fusion, which recently finished, and Imp of the Sun, which recently finished. There's also an ongoing 101% of Donkey Kong 64 going on with me and Biddy, and there's 2 Dungeons and Dragons campaigns you could check out. They're called World of Tapir, which is a homebrew I run, and Curse of Strahd, which is a very popular module run by my friend Chalkvi. For the comment challenge, put what boss would you like to see in analysis? No. What would you like to see in a dark, gritty, an edgy Wizard of Oz game?
I'd probably want to see like the wizard be like a massive mechanical face.
Oh, absolutely. Kind of like it is in Wicked.
Never actually seen.
Oh man, I'm gonna show you a picture after the stream, and you're gonna be like, "Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking of."
I'm thinking more like the villain from Star Fox, Andra.
Yeah, that's
Very
exactly.
similar. Wow.
Yeah, it's an animatronic. Let me just send you a picture.
Okay, I'll look at it later.
Okay.
You know, I can look at it right now. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's impressive. Wow.
Yeah. It
What would you like to say?
Oh God. I think. Oh God, I put myself on the spot. Definitely the for bosses, I'd say Scarecrow. I think the characters that join you should be bosses when you first encounter them.
That's fair. I mean, it could
He would
definitely
have
be like one of those things where it's like, years later.
Yeah.
I just realized, you can see in my stream that when I tab out of the game, Alice's hair just vibrates. Because it's attached to a physics engine.
Oh, that's great.
All right. With all that out of the way, there's nothing left to say, but
good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody, and curse those damn. God, I was trying to come up with something witty like curse those damn rodents or something, but let's just sign off with like a good worker is a live worker or something. There we go. A good worker is a live worker, etc., etc., etc.